love to crochet and paint and embroider, and today I will be combining crochet with embroidery, which is something I've never really done before. I have this headband here which has kind of embroidered flowers on it. It's like single crochet stitched flowers, and you can only see these two little flowers, and on the side it's just white. So I think I want to take some embroidery thread and get cracking on some other flowers that will go all around the headband, with these two still being the focal point. And then it was just my best friend's birthday, and so I'm making her a headband out of this hot pink because she likes to wear a lot of thick headbands. And so I'm making her one out of this hot pink yarn, and then I want to embroider on it with like yellow. I'm thinking I love this hot pink color and I don't want to distract from it, so with some light pinks and yellows, and still kind of keep that like edge that hot pink has. So I think I'm probably gonna go in with some stars. But yeah, I'm gonna first start by making this headband real quick, and then testing some embroidery on this crochet to see how it affects things like stretch, and then finally completing this headband. So yeah, I hope it turns out good, but let's just get started. It is so beautiful out here. The sun is out. It's like mid 60s. It's like the perfect weather right now. And right now I am working on this headband. I added a few I'm just kind of playing around, like doodling almost. And I'm just doing some little flowers. I haven't embroidered in a few months because I've been on a big crochet kick. So I'm just kind of getting my hand used to the motion again. They're not great, but it's just like, you know, having fun playing around. I think it's gonna look cute all together. My boyfriend said it reminded him of Frozen. So maybe now that headband will be perfect for the winter and the summer. I wanted to share some other crochet embroidery ideas and brainstorm for myself some other projects I can incorporate embroidery with. So just for this video, I'm going to be making these two headbands, but I have some other ideas and some really cool inspiration I'm gonna show. So this first one is so cool. This little like house detail on this sweater is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The way like the sweater is very simple with the color work, where it's just like a divide for the sky and ground, and then this beautiful embroidered house. It's just like such an ingenious idea. And I've seen some other sweaters like this with specifically a house detail, but you could do anything, I feel like, with this idea of having a dividing line and having embroidery kind of emerging from that. You could do trees, flowers, a beach. Oh my gosh, wait. Like a ton of ladies in like colorful bikinis like doing beach activities, and then like the top part is like a light blue and the bottom part's yellow. I might just have to do that. And another idea I've seen is kind of similar to how I did this, but not really. I don't know what this is called, but doing like slip stitches on the surface of crochet. And I've seen a lot of things where people are making these really cool wiggly designs, and I think this would be really cute as like a pillowcase. The next one I found is this duplicate stitched star sweater that was like popular a few years ago. I feel like a lot of people were making sweaters with big stars, but it's just like simple and cute. And if you're not into intarsia, I don't know how to say it, in knitting, you know, duplicate stitching is always a good idea. And then another cool duplicate stitching, I consider it embroidery. It basically is embroidery is this sweater with the pink here. It's a Friendly Fair Isle sweater by Pearl Soho, and I just think it's such a cute little simple detail to have those going from the top. Another really cool idea, and it's just like something that you could do on a sweater that you didn't necessarily make. All of this you can do on sweaters that you didn't make, but darning and like darning for decoration and like fur mending, but then like decoration. And I've seen these sweaters, this example here is kind of cool. It almost looks like these little pieces of plaid sticking through, and then this one that has like these darn spots all over it, and I think that's so cool. So if you have a knit sweater you really love and it's starting to get holes, like it could actually become an even more interesting sweater. So next up would be a little flower embroidered elbow patch. I don't know what about this like flower embroidered elbow patch really calls out to me, but I have this green one here with these flowers poking through, and I just like think it's so precious. And then I have this mustardy yellow sweater, and these flowers are kind of more wrapping around, but I feel like a lot of times when you're thinking about doing like an embroidered detail on something, you're gonna think right here. But a really cool place to put something would be the elbow patches, and I just think honestly, not even just flowers, but like to put something like, I don't know, a cat. Like, I think that the elbows is a very original placement. I have another, this one's just like super simple, and it's kind of exactly what I was thinking when like I was thinking of like embroidery on knit and crochet pieces. And it's just this like really simple, I love this. I love this color. I want to make something in this color so badly. And it's just this like striking cobalt blue sweater with these flowers, and I just think that they're so cool, so simple. And I love how all the flowers are on one like common stem, but the flowers change. And I think there's like a bajillion great ideas, and I'm feeling so inspired just by looking at this garment. Number one, the color. Number two, the placement and the way it just like wraps around. And number three, how all of the flowers are on the same stem, but the flowers change. And I just think there's something so playful about that. And like, I want to make this so bad, like this exact thing. I just love that color, and I've been on the hunt. I've been on the hunt for like that cobalt blue and then like a Kelly green. Ava P, I don't know if that's how you say her name, but like I love her, and she made this cable sweater in this Kelly green color, and I'm obsessed with it, and I just really want to make a Kelly green sweater. My last little idea I have here is this sweater, and I don't know who the sweater is by, and it's so frustrating. This is what I hate about Pinterest, is that a lot of people just screenshot things and put it on Pinterest, and so it's not like Ravelry where I can tell you who each of these patterns are by and like the artist of these garments. But this garment is very simple sweater, but then I don't know how to knit, but the stitch changes, and in these little boxes are just these really simple, beautiful little flowers. And it's like something so intricate where like you couldn't buy this at a store, but it's also so polished. I feel like a detail like this is like so professional looking if you do it right. I want to make a plain garment now so that I can embroider on it. I feel like a lot of times when I'm crocheting, I'm thinking of all the different things I can do with color work, and I want to add color work into everything, and I'm like, ooh, like what color stripe should I do on this? Like, should I do like a lace pattern on this? And I like am looking for ways to make my crochet more interesting through the crochet itself. But now I'm like, as I'm developing my skill still as a crocheter, it is probably good for me to just learn how to crochet those basic pieces right now, and to make them more my style and to spice them up a little more. It's probably a good idea to, you know, maybe try out some embroidery on my crochet. But yeah, I just wanted to do this little segment of the video to talk about some other ideas other than what I'm doing here, just doodling. And you could do that all over a sweater. Honestly, that would be so fun to just do like little embroidered doodles. But I'm doing just little flowers. This one's really ugly. It's because I wanted, and this is a problem I've run into while doing this, I want to maintain the stretch of the headband because it's something that goes around your head, but also not make my embroidery too loose. So I've been like playing around. This one I made pretty tight, and I want to see how that feels. And this one I made pretty loose, so when it stretches, it looks better. But yeah, that's I guess something to keep in mind if you're embroidering on anything tight at all. It can kind of pucker around the edge because the fabric around it is pulling. The embroidery is obviously stiff. So I'm keeping that in mind when I'm making my friend Lily's headband, to make maybe like one spot of embroidery, so if that doesn't stretch, it doesn't damage the integrity of like the headband, and that it needs to be stretched and fitted around the head. I'm going to keep working on my headbands. So I'm pretty much done with both headbands. I have them both here. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one a little bit, and I'm going to remove these little like sparkly bits. It's just like such a cute little way to spice up an outfit. You're like lounging around the house, like going to class and stuff in sweats, but then you're wearing just like a fun little crochet headband, which is like a unique piece. This one I did in crochet ribbing, so it's super stretchy, and I don't know if you could tell, it's a lot smaller than this one. So this one I did embroidery all the way around. I have the 2 original flowers for that were there, and then I just kind of like doodled. And I have all of these flowers in the yarn and in thread. And yeah, it's a little bit more stiff than the other one, so I wasn't really too worried about the stretch being affected, but here it is. But yeah, and this one's really cute too, and I'm going to actually not try it on now. I'm going to take out the little crossy bits and try it on and then close out this video. I actually found one more piece of like inspiration for embroidery on knit and crochet pieces that I found this morning, so I wasn't able to include it in the last bit, but I'll show you that later. Before I finish off the video, I found one last piece of inspiration that I just came across this morning, and I thought it was like ingenious. It's to embroider on your work with the same color, like the same yarn that you used. And I was like it created such like a fun texture. And if you're like new at knitting or crocheting and you aren't really versed in different stitches yet, if you're more like simplistic type of person, but you want to make your garment more interesting, and if you're using a chunkier yarn especially. Anyway, so now I'm going to show you the finished headbands. I already showed you this one, tried it on. Yeah, here it is. And then here's this one. I removed those little like sparkly bits because I thought it was just like too much, and also they weren't reading, and I just think it's so cute. Just see these little stars. It's very like justice, very much like reminds me of my childhood. But yeah, and it doesn't really interfere with the stretch at all. I think it's so cute. And it's just such a quick thing to make a headband. Oh, my favorite type of gift to give is headbands, like, because you can customize them to like match the person's personality. But also like this one obviously took a little longer because I did the embroidery on it, even though the embroidery took like 20 minutes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this like quick little video where I talked about embroidering on my crochet, and hopefully I'm going to incorporate it into a bigger project than just like these little headbands, and pretty soon make like a garment where I'm combining those 2 passions. I have a little bit of an idea for one involving ladybugs, but yeah, we'll see if I get around to that. But thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at ellies.watercolors, and I post a lot of watercolor stuff as well as crochet. And you could of course follow me here on YouTube to see some more crocheting stuff, and I hope you have a great day.